What is up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I am back with my own new review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I did not review last week's episode because I was not in the capacity to do it. That entire episode pissed me off. But now we got this past episode, which I'm very excited to talk about because shout out to Marceau. Marceau did exactly what he was supposed to do in this episode. But I am going to call out certain things that Marceau is gearing up to remove himself from Martel. So we start off with Destiny. Destiny's headed to her production space that she put money down for her Madani products. And it's a storage unit. She said it wasn't, but it looks like a storage unit. But apparently, I don't know what the difference for this particular storage unit. I don't know if they have a rent to own, a lease to own type of, requirements or abilities, because she's saying that she can convert it into a little boutique. And there were other patrons of small storage units that had wooden doors, floor arrangements around. So I don't know if they made it where this is like a small little inner marketplace where you can buy certain things, but there's no ventilation, so there's no air coming in. So how can something that has a stuffy environment that you can be able to make products out of? I'm just saying, because this is for her to make her body butters and her elixirs and all this type of third, but I guess shoot, do what you do. So she thanks Martel for helping her out. He moved one box, and now we're talking about, her getting arrested. That wasn't fun. But that's all it was. Just her saying she got arrested. Even though the headline broke out in that scene, Destiny Payton arrested for forgery. She still did not expound about why did she get arrested. Because I read the documents that allegedly you were found guilty on 9 counts because there were identity theft and forgery. So I don't see how you cannot talk about what led to this, but I guess you want to attach it with you can't talk about LeBerick, but that's the problem that everybody has with you, Destiny. Things just come out about you and you never answer why. You never answer it. You get mad when someone questions you about it. But you say you're innocent until proven guilty, but when you're on social media, it's you're guilty until you're proven innocent. But in your case, though, you are guilty. But I swear to God, just the fact that Destiny and Martel have this mentality that they don't believe the things that they do are a problem is crazy to me. So it also came down to Martel. He got convicted, and also Maurice ends up getting arrested in the same week that Destiny got arrested. And they're all making jokes about how all three of them have just been hit with all these lawsuits and hit with getting arrested, and like, is Huntsville just targeting us? No. How about y'all stop doing stupid shit that get yourselves arrested? How about that? And Martel want to sit up here and lie that he did not become guilty in the harassing communications and domestic violence charges. You were, sir. Everybody was talking about this story. As soon as your mugshot was revealed, everybody found the documents as to why it happened. You were found guilty of this year. You were found guilty. So the fact that he said, I'm not guilty, it's all fake news, this is going to get thrown out, I have the utmost confidence, it wasn't what it was. You really trying to convince yourself that what you did isn't what caused you to be convicted. I cannot. Everybody read the evidence. Everybody has seen the way you've done things. It's not far-fetched, Martel. It's not. So when it came down to his charge, he did not receive a lot of support except from Destiny. And why he didn't receive any support is because Marceau has spoken about his piece on the Dustin Ross interview and clearly said he has lost all respect for Martel. For Martel to take a very intimate moment that him and Mel did to go out and spread it to the world in a negative manner is something that I will never respect a man to do. That movement, that intention that you did, you deserve to be in a padded cell. You deserve to be in a concrete jail, okay? Because that's not cool. That's not right. And Martel, he's in his feelings that out of everybody, Marceau don't have respect for him. Marceau is talking shit about what he did. And now Marceau may have to call you out because it made me think. Earlier in the year, and you had a conversation with Mel about the comments you made when it came down to Martel's arrest. You said free Martel. Was it before you realized the severity of the situation when it came down to the revenge P? And you just wanted to be funny, but you never knew how it could be bigger than what it was? Is that why you're changing your tune? Or could it be something that you might have been connected to that you now trying to remove yourself away from? I just want to know because Marceau has a strategy of trying to limit himself on things that could come back and bite him in the ass. So that's why I'm asking. But, Destiny is Captain Save a Hoe, Captain Save a Narcissist. The fact that she feels like It is so sad that Martel does not feel support from everybody, and that Martel needs to be a better communicator instead of holding all of his feelings in, because then it'll explode and he'll just be acting out of rage. Oh, that's what you do. You never talk about how things make you feel. You let them fester and fester and fester, and then when something that's so simple to be discussed, you just blow up. But I'm really pissed off about how you're trying to be on Martel's side all of a sudden about how he should feel support. What about Mel? She don't feel support from this because this is happening to her. What Martel needs to feel support from? Destiny, get your ass away from me with this. But she wants to bring everybody together so they can have a good time and bring energy. When Martel said, you mean everybody, everybody? She said, I don't have a beef with everybody. So you mean you're going to include Melody in this? And also, let me also say this. You're going to include Sonny in this too? You ain't got no beef with Sonny no more? Because the way you let things at St. Thomas, it's clear that you still got a problem with Sonny. After she has clearly stated she ain't got no problems with you, she apologized to you, but Destiny, you weird as fuck. And also, Destiny, you are somebody who does not understand boundaries. You know for a fact that Martel and Mel can't be in the same place, but you want to put Mel in this space to be around him? Can't trust it, not to be trusted. You a snake ass bitch. You and your balloon face. I'm gonna move on. So now we get Kimmy. Kimmy is heading over to Melody's house to work out. Melody has her own gym, and she's trying to keep things, positive for Kimmy, because Kimmy has overcome cancer, and she has been being active in the gym and having a very, careful diet. But we all know that Kimmy wants to hide herself from the embarrassment. She don't want to be seen by nobody to ask her about this DUI. And when they was working out, apparently Kimmy's had a hard time breathing because she's having a bit of a lung issue, I think, from the treatments and everything. So they're good, but they're not worse. And just trying to keep things at a pace where she could be comfortable with doing the exercise. But Kimmy, she's feeling a bit embarrassed that her body isn't back to how it used to be before her cancer diagnosis, and that her body is reacting to after everything. So it's a bit frustrating for her that her lungs are not working properly as they should. But I want Kimmy to give herself a bit of grace, because you did go through it, and you should, take your time for your body to be where it used to be. It's not going to be how it was before, but you can still work your way up. So Melody is so nice and so sweet. I feel like Melody shows more care for Kimmy than everybody else does. And even her trainer, Miss Deborah, has some spaghetti squash for Kimmy to eat. And, just trying to, see how she's been doing. And also we talk about the trip. It's been some time since they've talked and since they've seen each other since the trip. Kimmy said, it was all good. I really had a good time. At first I was hesitant, but even though the camaraderie of it all, I wasn't expecting it to be a good turnout, but it was. I also want Kimmy to keep it a buck that when you did get home, you didn't sound excited or happy that you were on this trip. When you told Maurice, you said, I don't have to do that. So I felt like, Kimmy, be real. You don't believe this type of environment or going out on a trip with your homegirls makes any sense to you, because you don't like being around a bunch of women. You prefer this environment to be spent time with a man. Fine. But other than that, it's all been good. Okay, well, Melody said, I agree, because I do feel like that the trip was good. There were some things resolved, but I still feel like it left things on an uncertainty. Because she talked about Destiny apologizing to her on the trip. She did. And even after she apologized, I come back and she's talking shit about me. She's still throwing jabs. Now, of course, Destiny lies to herself to, I guess, take over the embarrassment that she showed herself, because Destiny, you look like a complete fool on that girl's trip. Once you said what you said, you apologized to Mel, you was following her behind, you switching seats with Stormy, like you doing the absolute most to be around this woman. Then you come back to Huntsville, you're back on your Messy Mondays, you're back in other people's podcasts and platforms and speak on the entire opposite of everything. You make it seem as if Mel was lying. Like what you said to Martel at the park bench the other episode. Like you made it seem as if she was nice to you, like being funny, like she was nice to you on some manipulative type shit, like she was being two-faced because she was being nice to you. She was being nice to you because she was raised right to make sure you had a good time on this trip. You, my dear, were playing nice because you wanted to see there was an opportunity for you to be back friends with her, and she caught it and she didn't allow it. That's what it was. So you can miss me. And yes, the smear campaign that you did, Kimmy wanted to know what was being said about how I am a bad friend and I am not being authentic or transparent. I'm not being real of what's going on, because that's all Destiny has been saying. She keeps on saying that she wants somebody on the show that's going to be real and authentic and transparent. The only person she could be talking about is Mel. But I'm like, what has Mel not been transparent about? What? You keep on going down this rabbit hole about how she spread lies about you when she didn't spread lies about you. You are a fucking liar. That's the whole point, okay? Because you can't say I'm sorry, but then go back in your confessional and take it back, because you still have not really gave a real reason why you spoke about Miss Van in that way. You still haven't. And the way that you spun the whole respectfully cheating factor and then made it seem as if she didn't want to talk about it, she was avoiding the issue, she's not speaking on what's real, she's being hypocritical. All that shit you do, Destiny, is weird as hell, okay? I can't shit energy, you know? But when Kimmy said, oh, you calling out Tisha? No, she said her and Tisha are good. This is just a familiar energy I'm used to, because her and Tisha have been able to move forward in a place where they can stop throwing jabs and they can, you know, be actually cool with one another. But when it comes to Destiny, she's exhausting. She's constantly throwing daggers. So all of this was to make sure Kimmy felt good. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to, you know, see how you were feeling, because with the DUI and me being on the other end as wondering what your spouse has been up to, if your spouse is doing something stupid, and once it's revealed, you feeling like, oh my God, what has happened? So what's going on with you? Kimmy is giving out, you know, a political statement by saying it's one of those things where I'm just gonna stick by my man and let the system play it out. But it don't take away how you feel though, Kimmy. You need to be honest with yourself that you did feel a way that he didn't come home and you weren't sure where he was. Because let me add this. She had a messy Monday recap with Carlos, and she got frustrated with the comments of everybody saying that she has become complacent in what Maurice does and that she just not going to say anything. She said that she doesn't like it, and there have been multiple times that she has spoken about that she don't like him going out all night, and she wished that he would come home a decent time, but he still doesn't listen. He still does what he does. And I think, Kimmy, you have been complacent. You've been settling. Because you get mad of us calling now that you've been complacent. You just said you're complacent. Because you want to use this man has been a partier. He's been going out like that before I met him. This is how he was when I got with him. But you would think at some point while he became a husband, he should have been more mindful that he shouldn't be going out like that. He should not be getting plastered drunk and coming home at 4 o'clock in the morning. That should be a pattern that he should stop. And you being his wife, is not wrong for him to tell you how these things hurt you, how you're bothered by these things. And as a husband, he should take it into consideration and honor that. But he doesn't, because you don't want to ruffle the boat. You don't want to say how you feel. You just want to swallow it and then project your frustrations out on everybody else. That's exactly what it is. So with saying all of that, Melody asked her, so was it really in the middle of the day? She said, I don't know if I can make a comment about that. What is public knowledge is public knowledge. And Melody said, okay, so that's a yes. So he was arrested in the middle of the day. And if you look at the documents like I've had from other content creators, they read off that he did get arrested before it even reached 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then not only that, him getting arrested at almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, he got out the next day, went back to the same place that he got drunk in the same clothes that he was in. This is where the lack of support you're going to get, Kimmy, and that's where I'm going to call you out later in your next scene with Destiny. But other than that, it's just like Kimmy really bothered me with the way that she wanted to check Mel about thinking that she was putting words in her mouth by saying it was public knowledge. Don't believe everything you read. Well, Kimmy, don't do that. If it was public knowledge that he got arrested before it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you can't get mad at Mel for believing it, because that's what was said. So which one is it? Should we believe you or should we believe the public? Because you don't want to talk about it. We got to believe the public. And I just don't like how Melody, not Melody. Melody said that I'm not surprised that Kimmy isn't trying to be as forthcoming, using her words, in talking about the situation, because they like to shy away from what is going on in their lives, but they have a lot to say about other people. So it wasn't a shock, but I do feel like, Kimmy, you are in no position to feel offended, to feel annoyed or irritated that Melody is asking you, how did you feel when you found out that Maurice was in jail? That phone call, how did you feel when you woke up and realized he hasn't come home yet? How did you feel when you went and was driving around town trying to find him when he was at the credit union place? How did you feel? Like, you really are trying to mask the embarrassment that you have and disguise it as I'm gonna stick by my man, and then I'm gonna say fuck anybody else who got something to say to me. But Kimmy, you're on a reality show where this was centered around that everybody should have the right to ask you questions. You can't get mad if they're asking you questions. You have the right to not answer it, but you can't get mad if they ask it. Because let's not forget, Kimmy, y'all have done the same things to other people. Kimmy, you had a conversation with Sunny earlier this season to discuss what happened between her and Destiny, and the timeline matched if Sunny got with Moses while Moses was with Destiny. Y'all didn't try to meet up with Sunny on getting to know her, and you practically removed all knowledge you have about Sunny when you wanted to be there for Destiny. You literally turned your back on Sunny when you wanted to support Destiny. Y'all was also questioning Trish about Martel. Like, come on now. How can y'all question everybody else about what they have going on and can't nobody question you of what you have going on that everybody has been aware of? To Tisha and Marceau. So Marceau is planning on creating new homes in a different community, and it's pretty much not the same ideal structures as the other homes that have already been built. So they're coming in as a new community to build different homes. So, excuse me, when Tisha comes in to give her 2 cents in, these M's, Jesus. Marceau says, with building a new home, you want your wife to be an ally for you. But when your wife is not on your side, she's not understanding your plan, she becomes your biggest obstacle. Okay, well, Marceau, I'm going to need for you to kind of like scale back on how you really don't like that you're working with Tisha, and that you really don't value her opinion. You don't value her vision in regards to make your company better. Like, the more you talk about how Tisha could be a hindrance to you, it's not really good. It doesn't really help your case when it comes to how much you love your wife and you love your family. It doesn't really help you. So while building these new homes, Tisha wanted to create an introduction letter to let other people know in the community about what kind of homes they're building. And Marceau is on the negative because he can't handle, there might be some complaints, there might be some people who don't like it. But if you already have an introduction, then maybe they can change their minds. Y'all not trying to come in and take over. Y'all trying to maybe help different families to come in and purchase a home here. But this is also Tisha trying to come up with a last minute opportunity for them to receive better, a better reputation with the rest of the city, because y'all receive complaints from the city because y'all never established better relationships with the other business people. The way y'all disrespected the church and disrespected everybody else, that's why y'all got the complaints sent out on you, because y'all don't want to establish better working relationships with the other business. Y'all don't want to. So the fact that Tisha's trying to help you, establish a better rapport with everybody, so that way we're not just out here just doing things the way we want to do things, and everybody else is calling us out for what we're doing wrong, and then we're back to square one where we don't have an actual ally in the community. We don't have anybody that can vouch for us, that can vouch for how we can, provide better homes for the community. Y'all all about the community, right? So if you're with somebody who can vouch that y'all are good, y'all can be a helpful hand, y'all can be allies, then that's all good. But if you want to be negative because the way you go about your business, because you can't handle that someone's telling you how you handle your business is wrong, then fuck you, Marceau. I'm sorry. Like, Marceau, you pretty much are the reason why you guys have not moved forward in your business, because of the way you go about things, okay? And at the end of the day, I'm going to move on from there. So now she mentions Martel, how Martel has been just getting ate up by the comments because of his conviction, because of his arrest. And she just wants to know that Marceau reached out to him. Marceau is pretty much at his wit's end with Martel. He don't care. He feels like, I do not value this relationship anymore. Like, I don't have a problem with him. I just don't think I need to, continue a friendship with him. And Tisha is really trying to showcase her concern because she doesn't want anything that Martel might have on them to be revealed if they're not taking his side and kissing his ass. And I was wondering, why does Tisha have so much concern about Martel and why he needs to be supported? Y'all should have been on this when it came to Mel, but y'all didn't. Y'all wanted to stick it to Mel by still following behind Martel. But either way, this was Tisha's last attempt to beg Marceau to please make it right with this man. I do not want us to be embarrassed. That's what it was. But like Marceau said, I think our friendship has run its course. I don't got a problem with him. I'm just not in the midst of trying to figure out what else we can be. Like, I'm done with him. I can hang around him. I can joke around him. But at the end of the day, I don't value a friendship. But I feel like it's due to the point of you don't want to be attached to what this man has going on right now. So, when Maurice's DUI was revealed, Marcel didn't want to talk about it. Again, Tisha's trying to get him to show his brother some support and just check in and see how he's doing, because when it came down to him being released, they said they were joking with the whole free reads, a celebration. No, you want to say you were joking because y'all want to eliminate that y'all really didn't take his DUI as serious as y'all should have been, because what he did was very dangerous. He shot behind the wheel under the influence, where he could have crashed, he could have hurt himself, and he could have hurt somebody else. So for me, just seeing this moment where Tisha and Marcel are having a dry ass conversation about checking in on people, and Marcel don't want to talk about it, because I do think that Marcel does not want to admit that he does feel embarrassed and ashamed that his brother got into this mess, because Maurice is the oldest. So the fact that someone who's supposed to be the oldest, someone supposed to be responsible, became irresponsible, I think Marcel's, opinion about his brother have definitely changed. But at the end of the day, this is what Marcel and Maurice do. They don't hold each other accountable. They don't. They joke, they, just come up with all these different quotes and limericks, but they never really have an honest conversation about what was wrong and what shouldn't have been. They don't do that. And he just go on with, how can I tell my brother that he should have learned his lesson by not getting behind the wheel, when my brother is valedictorian, he's an attorney, he's a very intelligent man. I think that the situation for the DUI should have been enough of a lesson. But I don't think that it should be just the lesson. I think there should be an actual conversation to discuss the awareness of how drunk driving is dangerous. But Marcel don't want to talk about it. And just to see the way he just pretty much, dismissed the shit out of Tisha when she's telling him to be there for his brother. My brother has been my brother for over 45 years. So I don't need for you to tell me how to be a better brother to my brother. But I didn't even think that was necessary for you to say, Marcel. You didn't have to do that. It's like, fuck Tisha for caring that you should have a better support for your brother. It's like, it's a difference of showing him support about how you care that he wasn't hurt, but also tell him that what he did was wrong. You know what I'm saying? You can hold your brother accountable while still showing care and support for him. And damn, if Tisha can recognize that you're not showing up for your brother like you should have been, she's not wrong for telling you that. Marcel, you were wrong for that, though. I didn't like it. Like I said, Marcel is definitely embarrassed and ashamed with the way things have come out about Maurice's DUI, because Marcel and Maurice have wanted to present themselves to be these upstanding brothers who came from poverty times, who made something out of themselves. They want to be better men, better fathers, and all this, that, and the third. But while y'all have been on the show, y'all have not practiced what y'all preach. So I do think that Marcel is definitely feeling like, why did you have to put us in this situation? I'm so mad because we already don't receive a lot of support from the show, how we act towards our wives. Now you got this shit. Like, they gonna come at us and we don't have the capacity to be real. We don't have that, because we're not gonna be real about it. We're not gonna be authentic. But this is a part of the reason why y'all have skated by all these seasons of not really talking about what y'all have going on, because y'all too busy attaching yourselves to the other problems. Y'all have attached yourselves to Melly and Martel. Y'all have attached yourselves to Trish and Ken. And y'all have attached yourselves to Sonny and Moses. Everything else, y'all don't say shit about. So Destiny heads over to the trophy shop so she can pick up an order for these made-up trophies for everybody who's going to participate in this big field day. And even when she made a trophy with Big D Energy, or MVP for Big D Energy, something like that. And I'm like, Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen, okay? You're not going to make having Big D Energy be the motto, be the term that everyone is going to just automatically use. No, it's not going to work, okay? So Kimmy comes by to understand the purpose of these trophies and what can we be expecting on Adult Field Day. Just to have fun, be a kid again, and also I will be having Big D convos, which we're going to end up in a messy situation, and how everyone needs to partake in having these hard conversations to move forward with the group. And so Kimmy was wondering, so you good with everybody? Yeah, or wouldn't I be good? Okay, so I'm here because I just met up with Mel. And Mel was on the impression that you guys were good from the girls trip, but yet you came back to Huntsville, you started doing these interviews, you're talking bad about Mel, you're making negative comments about her. And of course, Destiny had this dumb look on her face that she don't know that she does this when we see her do it. And she felt like maybe she might have felt the way about how they were delivered, but they were the truth. And it's like, girl, Destiny, what do you be smoking? Like, you're such a contradictory, you're so two-faced, because how can you present that what you said, you didn't mean to cause any harm, but what you said was the truth? But girl, your truth is clouded with lies. It's clouded with bullshit. It's like you just pull things out of thin air to make them fit the narrative that you're trying to interpret, but it's not real. It's not true. The fact that someone can't understand your truth because your truth is not real. Your truth does not match the energy. It doesn't match the situation. It does not match the intention. You're just stuck in this emotional state where everybody should just get what you're saying and not question you as to why. Like, it's very, very, very hard. It's exhausting. It's the self-righteousness. It's the entitlement that you have, that you believe your word is bond and that everyone should just understand what sense you make, and they don't, okay? And Destiny, you have been involved in every single thing that Melody and Martel have been going through when it comes down to the courts. You have been very much aware that Melody cannot be around this man. There has been a no contact order against him, all right? So the fact that you want to have an event where she needs to be present, and I also think it was a setup. So that way Mel can come in and break her no contact order, so everyone can look at Mel and be like, so you want us to believe that you're afraid of being around this man and you can come to an event that he's been here, he's been around. But she's already been on that wavelength when she did not go to Story's event because Martel was there. She does not show up when he's around. So Destiny and Martel, the way that y'all allow production to set this up is very dangerous. The lack of boundaries that you guys do not manage to understand, manage to respect is crazy to me. So in the matter of wanting her to come, she doesn't have her number, and she wanted Kimmy to call, and she like, why do I gotta do it? I don't want to be involved in this. But yet, Kimmy, you're getting involved in this when you didn't hesitate to grab that damn phone and call her. So Kimmy, you were too eager and excited to be involved in this, and even though you know the situation as well, so I feel like you can't be like, Mel shouldn't be questioning you about Maurice's DUI if you're willing to place Mel in a dangerous situation for her to be near Martel. So when she tried to call, it went straight to voicemail. We're sorry. The phone number you have reached cannot be dialed. Get the fuck out of here. So Destiny was able to convince you to call Mel when you didn't want to, but yet you wanted to do it because you wanted to be messy. Because you're feeling some type of way about Melody asking you about Maurice's DUI. So when Destiny asked Kimmy how has she been doing since Maurice's DUI, gave the, the political answer. It's all good. He's fine. I'm fine. But, we're just trying to figure it out. And then apparently, they did not receive a lot of support. Only Martel and Destiny reached out. So I don't see how you couldn't be shocked by it, because if your husband gets a DUI, we are expecting to say, oh my God, is he okay? But if he shows up and goes to the bar the next day in the same clothes and still partakes in the same activities that got him arrested, you can't expect to receive support, okay? And you're mad about how folks didn't really care to call, but they wanted to know the situation. Of course, Kimmy, they did know. They wanted to know, okay? So you can't get mad about people wanting to know. I'm just saying, Kimmy, y'all are not exempt of this. Y'all not exempt of this, okay? So you can really miss me that there weren't a lot of people who obviously felt like it wasn't even worth reaching out to Maurice and give him any ounce of sympathy because of the way he acted when he got a DUI. So you can't twist it as if folks are pretty much, only worried about what happened. Of course they're only worried about what happened. Y'all didn't show the same support with Mel. Hell, Tisha didn't even reach out to Mel when Martel got arrested. You said you did, but her phone was filled up because she was receiving all types of messages. But at the end of the day, the lack of support, the lack of care and compassion y'all all have displayed towards Mel, I don't think you can expect for people to do the same to you. I don't. But, child, I'm moving on. So it's the day of the big field day, okay? There's tug of war, there's musical chairs, there's dodgeball. This is all for her to have an event so everyone can feel like a kid again. She got this referee outfit. Tisha comes in this very nice pink workout outfit. Martel comes in, don't know if he should hug or not hug with her. And Tisha is now coming to the conclusion that Martel's always looking for someone to blame. He's not going to change. He needs to own up to his own mistakes. How many times have y'all told him this, and yet he does the same thing? Now y'all reaching that point where y'all don't want to be dealing with his bullshit. He's been this way the entire time y'all have known him. Why now are y'all saying Martel needs to take accountability? Why now? I'm just saying, why now? Okay, but I guess better late than never that y'all finally starting to see the light, I guess. Oh, Lord have mercy. So when the Scott's brother arrived, we see Nell and Chris, and then we see Lance come. So Destiny is now parading Lance around. Sure. So some mess is about to happen right here. When Martel came and he saw Marceau. And again, like Marceau said, he no longer values the relationship, the friendship he has with Martel. And he doesn't want to be around this type of person. But I do believe that for the sake of the show, he will, do his job. But like I said, in my opinion, I do think that Marceau is trying to eliminate any involvement with Martel. So if anything was to be revealed or exposed, Marceau's going to already be 10 toes ahead of him to debunk it. Like, there's been plenty of things that Martel has done that should have made you say pause on what it is about your friendship. Plenty of things. But I guess this moment, this really took the cake. So we get to Destiny talking about how this field day is supposed to be fun, lighthearted, and ease tensions. Martel said you didn't invite the person that everybody got attention with. She said, who? Oh, you mean Mel. Destiny, stop doing that shit. Stop acting blondes if you don't know. He only wanted to come if Mel wanted to come. Okay? And what's been going on for me is the lack of compassion, lack of consideration, and lack of support from everybody in this room right now. Y'all really trying to place Melody in a terrible situation when you know she can't be around this man. And why y'all allowing for Destiny to say everything that she shouldn't be saying? It's just like, Destiny, your plans to set Mel up is dangerous. And the fact that you just spent the last 2 days in St. Thomas trying to be her friend again and you're out to this point, you are a crazy person. You are a dangerous person. Nobody should ever consider you a friend. Like, it's not funny, but it's funny that when Martel said out of 50% of people on this side of the table, we've all been in jail. And it is the truth. You got Destiny, you got Lance, you got Martel, you got Maurice. That's crazy. But I do feel like y'all making jokes and lights of them getting arrested, but yet we're not talking about the severity of what Martel did. What Martel did was extremely dangerous. And it was towards the mother of his children. And nobody got anything to say about it. I can't. This is another thing. Why do Kim and Maurice arrive separately from their husbands? Why? It can't be job. It can't be workout or entrepreneurs. Y'all make your own hours. So why do the wives arrive separately from their husbands? Why is that? I mean, I ain't got nothing against it, because I'm just saying y'all supposed to be married. Why y'all arrive separately? I don't know. First thing, musical chairs, Martel is cheating. And did y'all catch this though, right? When Martel lost and Maurice won, he said that the energy of playing musical chairs is giving little dick energy. And Destiny said, oh, then you should have won. Oh, and when he tried to, like, I guess, hit her, playful, fight with her, he's like, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Like, listen, your boyfriend's here, okay? So don't be talking about the things that, we be, And that's where he ended it. And then Destiny said, oh, are you jealous? Ladies and gentlemen, it has been revealed that Destiny and Martel have definitely fucked. Because why would you chime in when he said that this game is giving little dick energy? You're saying this is something you should have won in, referencing his penis, his hook in the curve, to now say, don't be talking about what we be. So, okay, Destiny, so you really have just vindicated Melody from all counts of her saying that she's been trying to make it seem as if you and Martel have had something going on, when Martel just admitted that y'all did have something going on. Like, girl, crazy as hell. I cannot. So, men are competitive when they play games like this. And when Martel was playing dodgeball with the other ladies, he got Nell out. Nell got upset that Martel kept on telling her, she's out, she's out, she's out. And then when she got mad that she got out, she called Martel a bitch. She said she didn't mean it and that she don't prefer to call a man a bitch. Chris said, okay, Stormy, like, get the fuck out of here now. I'm need for some of these disclaimers. I really am. Kim and Maurice won, don't care. Destiny handing out participation ribbons and trophies, I don't care. And then she gave Lance a trophy for him not giving her fuckboy energy. She did not have to say that in front of everybody. Neither should she have said that in front of his mother. Why are you trying to tell Lance he's not giving you fuckboy energy? What is that supposed to do? Like, if y'all got different types of conversations, take that somewhere else. Don't bring it around here, because that was rude, out of pocket, out of place. Girl, stop. So now everybody in this room are now here. So Destiny wants to open up the conversation And he was like, you sure you want to do that? Because when it comes to us having conversations, people get sensitive. And then we go back to the first season where a lot of things were revealed as to why Maurice took his sweet time marrying Kimmy. But this is what Destiny wanted. And I do think that Destiny and Martel plan to have this type of conversation and also plan to have this type of situation. Because Destiny wants to see how Martel will confront Marceau about how he don't feel supported by him. And you see how messy this is going? So the first question was to Martel, who in the group has hurt you the most and how are you going to fix it? Of course, the first person he wishes to say has hurt him the most is not here, Destiny. And what did Mel do to hurt him so much? Other than reveal that he's been a cheater? Other than taking his ass to court because he's been doing horrible things to her? What, Destiny? Let me know. You knew that. Like, did you want them to have a blow-up conversation that everybody was going to be a part of? Like, what, Destiny? What is your motive? Okay? What is your motive? I ain't time. So, he gave a statement by saying, you know, as a man, sometimes I don't need support. I can move forward. I can let these go. But I do wish at times somebody would check in on me. It could have been left at that. But no, Destiny says, wait, didn't you say you felt the way about Marceau saying in the interview that you didn't like? There she go again. Making it messy, starting shit. Destiny, you started all this shit, okay? So he points out, yes, what Marceau said in the interview. Yeah, he said, I lost respect for you when it came out to the Revenge P thing. Now, everybody got quiet because they all knew what was going on. Martel wants to lie and say, no, it wasn't that. It was harassing communications. And this is what I want people to understand. That all aligned to the plot to do Revenge P. Okay, you sent the threatening message. You sent the screenshot of the photo. That was a part of an intimate scene that you had with Mel, along with the plot you already said you did. You admitted it. Your little hoe admitted it. So there it is. I need everybody to know everything aligns with the charge. Everything aligns, okay? So you're lying, Martel. And this is where I, appreciate Marceau for saying I lost respect for you because of what you did. I don't care for what else you have to say to me because what you did was wrong and fucked up. So Martel was trying to convince him that's not what happened. And here come Destiny, caping for this nigga. Caping for this nigga so hard. And I cannot handle it. I cannot. I'm like, Destiny said, okay, so you heard from Martel, it's not true. So if he told you it's not true, do you believe him? He said, no, I don't think I believe him. Which is the truth, because Martel's a fucking liar. Destiny, you know this man's a liar. You caping for this nigga is crazy as fuck. It's giving you fucked them. It's giving bottom bitch vibes. I cannot take it no more. Okay? You know what he did. I don't give a fuck if, because that's what you like to do, Destiny. You like to already know what he did was wrong, but you want to add that there were other factors involved that alludes him to not be in the wrong entirely, alludes him to not be taking the blame for. Good night and goodbye. Now, when it comes to the Revenge P, a lot of people really didn't have much to say about it. Out of everybody, Marceau is the only one who said it was wrong. He is the only one who said it was very disrespectful. I gotta give him that. So Martel spazzing out saying that, so I'm glad about things that me and you have done together in our friendship. So we go back to the beginning where the 20 women comment came from. He clarified and said, no, I have said you probably have slept with 20 women since you've been married. So right after the 20 women comment came in, that this is where I feel like Melody is owed an apology, because y'all blame Mel for the 20 women. Y'all thought it was Mel who was starting that intention to want to ruin Tisha Marceau's marriage because she was going through her problems, when it all led to Martel. Martel was the one who said it, and it was always Martel who said it. So I doubt y'all will ever tell Melody, I'm sorry for blaming you, when it was Martel. And we all know why he did it, because he could not handle that when his shit got exposed, everybody was looking at him funny. He was like, I know y'all looking at me funny because y'all was doing the same shit that I was doing. So, which is, I think, very telling, because I have a firm belief that when Martel was doing his shit, Maurice and Marceau was doing their shit too. They just wanted to know who was going to get caught first. And when Martel got caught, they make sure they didn't do anything else to make it noticeable that they were doing shit too. That's what I believe. And when Marceau and Martel go back and forth about who got money, who can say this and say that, Destiny, you trying to keep everything on nice, calm, and cool because you didn't want this to end like this, but you started all of this, okay? You knew exactly what he was going to say, and you didn't say nothing. And you mad that everybody else isn't chiming in because they all know when it comes to this type of argument, they know how not to get in. And it's very telling how quiet Chris and Nell got. It's telling how Kimmy Maurice got. Knowing Maurice is on standby because he wants to make sure nothing else comes out that's going to get him into any more trouble with Kimmy. And Lance is just sitting there. He's just new. Okay, so again, with Martel going back and forth with Marceau saying, I know 7 women you've been with. I've never heard Marceau say that I've never cheated on my wife. I've been faithful to my wife. But this is all about Martel's ego and pride being ruined, okay? Out of all the people, he cannot believe that Marceau lost respect for him. Marceau, the man who we've seen show questionable motive, make questionable decisions, that looks as if he has been cheating on his wife, and this man gets to keep his family because Marceau probably knows where all the bones are buried, and he knows he got a lot to lose if it was gonna, get exposed, but he knew not to be sloppy like you. So when it comes down to Martel knowing information about Marceau, Marceau said, I know information about you that you sent me. There have been messages about your girl that you sent me and we've talked about, and that's still telling too. Tisha, are you listening? That Marceau and Martel have had conversations about what he's been doing. But Martel, I don't know why you even trusted Marceau to think that he'll keep your secret if you wasn't ever doing anything that'll air him out and he wouldn't air you out. Like, it's a double sword, like a double-edged sword. You thought that you could hold this over Marceau and he wasn't going to be 10 steps ahead of you to give you a trump card? That's what it was. And when he said all these messages about your girl, he was like, my girl? I haven't had a girl in 4 or 5 years. Peasant, this is for you. This man still don't claim you to this day. He still do not. I don't care how many polo events you get invited to. I don't care if you get courtside tickets to the nearest basketball game. This man does not care for you. This man does not love you. You are only a pawn to him because you're willing to do things for him to stick it to Mel. All of this is you stick it to Mel. And Mel's not falling for it. She's not buying it. Y'all are looking desperate and crazy. And girl, I have no sympathy for you. So even though there hasn't been any proof of what Marceau has done, Tisha ain't going nowhere. And there's a possibility that Marceau probably knew that this day was coming, that he probably did tell Tisha about what could be revealed, and Tisha probably had to just accept it at the time until she worked it out later because she does not want to look as if she's being embarrassed all these years. And when Tisha and Marceau were trying to convince Martel to, let it out, you know what I'm saying? Say it. Show it. Show us the receipts. Here go Destiny. No, because you said you weren't going to do that. You said you weren't going to go there. Destiny, you didn't say shit with them little ass Dutch braids you were wearing at that park bench when Martel was going off about Marceau. You didn't say shit. You looked off and then lost in the sauce. You just looked like, I don't know what's going on here. So I don't see how now you want to have something to say when you instigated this entire thing. So they pretty much called Martel's bluff, which I'm not mad at. They stood as a united front, as they should. He didn't show no proof. When in the end said, I've always respected your marriage, they get mad and say, you never respected their marriage. Key point though, Tisha and Marceau, y'all never respected their marriage too. Because y'all all knew what he was doing. Marceau, you've been very much involved in what he was doing, who he was doing it with. You helped him cheat. You helped everything else. So while the end result was Martel losing his own family on his doing, y'all not exempt because y'all did talk about his affair. Y'all made it a point to bring it up every time I came on the screen. And y'all made a point to joke about it, to antagonize him with it, to make fun of him. Y'all did do it. Y'all got to keep it a buck, okay? But at the end of the day, while y'all did gain pleasure in embarrassing Martel and what he did for his family, y'all still have not held Martel accountable. But in this moment, I'm going to give it to Marceau. Marceau did exactly what he was supposed to do. And when he wanted to antagonize Tisha and say, you might want to look at this phone, and that's where it ended. Next episode, it might get revealed that Tisha might have fucked around with one of Martel's friends, and Martel just going to blurt out and say that him and Marceau might have fucked bitches together, which I have a slight belief in. I'm just saying, it's not that far-fetched that all 3 of these men were just completely innocent. I don't have that belief. All 3 of these men have questionable motive, have questionable intentions. All of them do. Okay? But y'all, that's it. That's it. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for my next video, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.